Hi, Vieira with Stock Market Live.tv. This week we had the crash in Wall Street. On the news, I'm referring to the company Kroger. This company that rarely appears on the news. Well, we had a strong sell rating since the end of 2015, so we had to wait basically 2 years for this stock to crash. But the most important here is to the fact that when I discussed Kroger 2 years ago, and this is the real story behind the crash in Kroger, that today it is on the news, but after the fact no one cares really about, since what really matters is to have it ahead of the most important moves in the markets. And once again, we prove it that we do it in real time, obviously, with 100% accuracy. We discussed Kroger, and this is, I repeat, the real story behind Kroger crash. This company in 2015, shares, in fact, they crashed in August 2015, or at least they plunged significantly, as far as I remember, from 38 down to 26, more or less. And then the share price rallied all the way back to new all-time highs. I'm referring to $42 or so. Well, we didn't have a short position then in Kroger ahead of that important correction, but when shares they got to $40, we saw a very important announcement made on CNBC and in several magazines in the United States, the source of scams that you are familiar with, as the example of GoPro, a very lifetime investment opportunity, or Sears Holdings, lifetime investment opportunities that they appear on these scam websites as Stock Tweets, Morningstar, Seeking Alphas, and so forth. So in the case of Kroger, we asked the algorithm, I repeat that we didn't have a position, we asked the algorithm where was going to be likely the forecast for Kroger in years ahead, at least long term, since we are more focused on long term rather than day trading, scalping stocks, or short term trading, in particular scalping stocks is for American niggers. So the algorithm, the outcome was 100% obvious. Shares of Kroger, this company is going to crash. At that time in 2015, the end of 2015, November or December, as far as I remember, this was the outcome, and the algorithm said Kroger is not worth more than $24 per share. Okay, so this was the forecast made a couple of years ago. So when you visit the blog of the company, meanwhile shares they collapsed in 2017. By the way, we added to the short side. The news that appear in the West are completely irrelevant with regards to the fact that Amazon acquired, blah, blah, blah. But if you refer, you can ask, obviously, any customer here. Kroger is that strong sell. So you click here, Kroger is direct strong sell. And more important than Kroger is that strong sell, you have more than 1,000 articles, 2,000 articles with live market calls, 100% accurate, as the recent one, selling short, as an example, Apple at 154, when everyone else has been upgrading Apple, raising targets, and meanwhile Apple plunged, we had a former strong buy rating in Apple. $93 precisely when they were downgrading, as an example. Carl Icahn said that he abandoned Apple at the very bottom. So when they are selling, you are buying. When they told you that they are raising targets, you are selling, and in fact you are selling short, and we prove 100% accuracy as you have it as a subscriber on your mobile device, trading the most important companies in the world in real time with 100% accuracy. Okay, so Kroger is dead, 100% accurate, strong sell, shares they were going to crash. By the way, that I call you particular attention to go through the article because, like I said before, it's not only about Kroger. There are wonderful opportunities for you to invest in the markets on the long side as well as on the short side. So the article refers two other recent example of a scam, again on CNBC, signed by Jim Cramer, that George Soros was buying Snapchat. Well, in fact, George Soros was not buying Snapchat, okay? That is what the Americans, they say. But like I said before in the investment lesson, George Soros was buying, or he had Snapchat, and Snapchat was going to crash. As it crashed to new all-time lows this week, namely $17. I downgraded Snapchat to junk, and you are aware why Snapchat has been or crashed. So no surprise again whatsoever. And the fact that George Soros, the news in the US, they say that George Soros was long the stock and invested in Snapchat is 100% bullshit. So once again, these companies like CNBC, they are dedicated to deceive. You have to be aware that the Americans, most of them, they are native scammers, okay? These news, they are fake, all right? So these companies like CNBC, they are dedicated to deceive people. They are paid to deceive people, okay? So this kind of news that appear on CNBC, again, I repeat, with regards to Snapchat, in 2015, the same happened with regards to Kroger, okay? So our algorithm catches all this in real time, processes billions of bits of information every single day, and this news, I already told you, have real-time investment lessons. They were bearish, very bearish, for the case of Snapchat, as they were very bearish for the case of Kroger. So no surprise whatsoever. Kroger is dead. Kroger, well, collapsed. That was no other alternative. And I, quite frankly, advise you to refer to the article that you have on the website that refers to this story, where you also have a chart. And by the way, if you add to the short side in Kroger, the next day, Kroger plunged more around 14%, okay, or 15%. So in a couple of days, Kroger crashed basically 40%. That is precisely what they deserved. This was already the outcome 2 years ago in the case of Kroger. So I leave you here with the headlines: hedge funds, you know, the title. Notice how the Americans, they scam investors. Again, this is paid marketing. They are paid to post this kind of news. Octogenarian billionaire George Soros buys social media stock Snapchat. Okay, totally fake. You are going to find likely that George Soros was in fact selling Snapchat and not buying Snapchat. Well, anyway, does not matter, my friends. What matters in the end is this: you became a multimillionaire selling short not only Kroger, as we told you that was going to be the crash, the 100% guaranteed, as well as the case of Snapchat. No difference whatsoever. Companies very similar, no competitive advantage whatsoever, and in the end it is not about Amazon or about Walmart acquisition, black competition. That is all bullshit, okay? We create patterns, we shape markets history, we do it in real time, we provide always evidence. You have thousands of case studies on the website of the company referring to this. Thank you and goodbye, and I hope that you learned the truth behind the Kroger crash. Thank you. And by the way, if you are, just to finalize, interested knowing the reality, the truth behind the entire tech sector in the US, the fact that it has been plunging, you also find it at stockmarketlive.tv, the proof of it, while in the US they are, in the cloud. They don't know where or how ever invest in the markets. 2009, they were bearish at the bottom in the markets. 2017, when we downgraded the tech sector precisely so far at the very top, it is proven with accuracy to the cent. Tech sector plunges and Wall Street raises targets. And the fact is that if you have been buying stocks, you lost significant amount of money, while here every single subscriber has quadruple their return on investment in a short period of time. Thank you. Bye.